I have been told that there was some inconvenience yesterday in the dinner to the participants. We are sorry for that, but this time in lunch we will take care of. Nothing goes, no problem there. Only what we allow the now recent new principles of Parliament law to have food with the people because we not want to serve them separate. But because there are large numbers, so there are some problems yesterday. I'm sorry. Today we will take care of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Neela Biji. Mr. Chairperson and two co-chairs, my dignitaries on the dais, and my friends in the audience. I have been a social activist rather than a sociologist. Whatever experience I gained from my own observations, because I was born and brought up in a very backward area of Eastern UP. So whatever I have said, I have sent a paper which has been published. It is based on my own experiences and observations in the rural area. Let me start by saying that since the mid-70s, I have been a very keen witness to the ever-expanding, laudable activities of the Sulabh organization and its redoubtable founder, Dr. Bindeshwar Pathak, to whom the spirit of Gandhism has been a guiding star. With an inborn sense of realization of the conditions under which the scavengers and other downtrodden sections of the society live, Dr. Pathak started the actuation of his thoughts from his scratch and has succeeded in developing this organization up to gaining international recognition. I heartily admire and salute his spirited endeavors, which have never been overshadowed by any kind of egoist traits. I am reminded of a great man's saying. He said that as I lived my life, I came at a crossroad from where two roads emerged. One of the roads was frequented, while the other was very seldom used. So I adopted the second path, and this is where I am. So I think when I look at the profile of Dr. Pathak, this probably holds good in his case also. My paper has been divided into various paragraphs. I will not go through all the paragraphs because one of the paras is about Sulabh Sauchalayas. The next is defecation, then sanitation, waste management, and there are two paras on which I would like to speak a few words. Social mobilization. Social mobilization is an essential prerequisite for the success of any intervention for the development of environmental sanitation and hygiene. It is also essential that for identifying the needs, raising the awareness and ascertaining the demands for sanitation and hygiene, all feasible social partners and allies must get together to face the emerging challenges and carry out well-defined tasks, or else the governmental and non-governmental interventions alone would not suffice. So we need to undertake a very strong advocacy to make the people realize the demands of sanitation and what they have to do. Then on the way forward, there have been stages of disposal of excreta. First is just open air defecation. The second is pit hole latrines, about which Dr. Pathak yesterday said, it's a very pre-hostile kind of a concept which used to be applied in the olden days, but now very few people take to it. The third is Sulabh Shauchalaya, where you don't need much input of water. And the fourth is, of course, the sewage and the sewerage system. I have written that having been born and brought up in a very backward rural area of Eastern UP, I have considered all aspects of sanitation and hygiene in the villages of India. I have heard of and promoted recourse to a pit latrine, which entails making a small ditch on the earthy surface and covering it with the soil after defecation. In course of time, the excreta will melt into the earth, as it were, and at the same time, add to the fertility of the soil. Pit latrine is in fact a latrine with a small pit for collection and decomposition of excreta. It costs little but delivers a lot. I feel that as an interim measure till the pore flush latrines or the other advanced models come in vogue, the adoption by way of a crusade of the age-old concept of the practice of pit latrine could substantially add to the other popular interventions and thereby change the scenario of sanitation and hygiene at the grassroots level in the rural India. Making a speech has been a tall order for me because this is a gathering where there is a galaxy of intellectuals and sociologists who have assembled here for this thematic workshop. I am particularly thankful to the Sulabh International Center for Action Sociology and its founder for having given me this opportunity to participate in this exceedingly meaningful workshop. Before I conclude, I would like to remember what Robert Frost had said. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. So, with due apologies to Robert Frost, I would like to conclude by reciting the following lines. Where the stakes run high and the stinks abound. Where the stakes run high and the stinks abound, don't be content with a sermon on the mount, but join up to make the environment safe and sound, and join up to make the environment safe and sound. Thank you.
Sri Updesh Singh is retired senior IAS officer from Government of Bihar and is a very